Hi, it's the Awesome Vegan Gal here, and today I'm doing another video for the brand called Tasty Bite. This is part 10, and I will have a link below to their website so you can check out all the products they offer. And I don't think I'm going to be doing any more as of now, unless they come up with something new that is not spicy. Because even their mild stuff, for me, is actually a little bit too spicy because they like to use chili, and I understand chili pepper and other things, but we'll see. But for now, this is probably going to be the last one. This is called their Indian Madras Lentils, and it includes lentils with kidney, garbanzo, and black-eyed peas with tomato and spices. So they call this their 3-bean, and it does say it's mild, but again, I don't know if that's going to be the case because they tend to add, chili to it, and I believe this one has it as well. But that's okay. I'll try it anyway, but I might not have it again. But just so you know. And it's also vegan, USDA organic, non-GMO project verified. It's a 10-ounce pouch that's BPA free. Let's see what else to tell you. It's also kosher, and it says it's also processed in a facility that also processes peanuts, tree nuts, wheat, dairy, soy, and sesame. So if those are any of an issue for you, because of if you might have allergies, then you might want to be concerned about that one. Let's see. So they have a stovetop option, which I did not do. Last time I did, I warmed it up, but I don't think it really needs it because they actually do use chili pepper in here, so probably warm enough for me as is. But if you want to warm it, you can. And it says pour it into a pan and heat it for low for 4 minutes or until hot, stirring occasionally. And I would also add a little water to start and then put it in and warm that up so that it doesn't burn. And they're saying to serve it again with rice, their rice, or with flatbread. And you refrigerate the unused portion, but I'm probably going to use up the whole thing. I don't think I'm going to refrigerate it for myself. And it's also gluten-free, and I didn't say that. And I'm also, again, doing my own recipe in addition to that. So I'm going to show you what I have already started preparing and then add this to it. So just to tell you a little bit more about this, and then I'm actually going to try it before I put it in the bowl with everything else. So this, again, it has water, red kidney beans, black lentils, tomato paste, sunflower oil, chickpeas, which are garbanzo beans, if you don't know that name. Black-eyed peas, chickpea flour, dried onion, salt, chili pepper, dry garlic, and cumin powder. So it is going to be a little spicy again with the cumin and the chili. Add some spice and the garlic too. And as far as nutritional information, they say there's 2 servings per container. 2/3 of a cup is the serving. The serving is 140 calories. The pouch is 280. Fat is 4 grams pouch, 8 grams. 4 grams serving, 8 grams for the pouch. Sodium, if for you that's high, but again, don't forget it's in milligrams. Again, look up what a milligram is. It's very minute. But as far as percentage, if you're concerned, it's 410 milligrams, 18% for the serving, and 830 milligrams, 36 for the pouch. Carbs, 19 grams serving, 40 grams pouch, 7 grams fiber, 13 for the pouch. And it says total sugars, but again, it's not added sugar. There's no sugar in here, but it's just naturally occurring, 2 grams and 5. Protein, 6 grams for the serving and 12 for the pouch, again, because it's got more beans in it. And other things, calcium, 2%, 4 for the pouch, iron, 6%, 10 for the pouch, and potassium, 4% and 8 for the pouch. So now you know all the nutritional information you can get from here. And now what I'm going to do before I open this up and try it, so here's my bowl that I've already started. I've prepped some things that I've already cooked on the stove, since I'm doing this sitting down. So I made some green cabbage that I blanched. And again, I've mentioned this before, but just to show you, this is what I use. It's a vegetable skimmer. So what I do is I put it in boiling water, and then I take the vegetables out because it'd be hard to do with just like a spoon or a fork. So this is a very good tool. It's called a vegetable skimmer. You can look up for that online. And also I will include below all the ingredients I've used and any other products or utensils that you might want to be interested in looking into to get yourself. I also boiled some golden beet, so that's in here already, the cabbage and the golden beet. And then I'm going to add some raw vegetables and some other seasoning as well. So I have here also some celery. I'm not going to add the whole thing. I'm just going to cut it here. This is also my ceramic knife, if you're interested in that. This one's from Kyocera. And they do also have a black ceramic, because this tends to stain, but the black will still also stain. You just won't see it as well because it's darker. But it's great because it doesn't leave a metallic taste to your food. The only thing that's an issue is if you drop it, it does chip, which I did here, and it has some little chips here. But otherwise, other than that, I really like using it. And this small one is handy, for traveling. Not on a plane though. I don't think they'd want you to take that with you in your carry-on, but maybe if it's a small, very small knife. Okay, so I'm just taking off some of the stringy parts here. And then I'm just going to cut this right into the bowl. Cut it in the long way in a half and then again. And then just make little pieces, little dices, just like this. So you can see it as I'm doing it. So this is also adds some freshness to the dish because, you know, what's in the pouch is already cooked. Plus I have some cooked vegetables here, but it also adds texture, flavor, you know, just some different things that you might want to add. Okay, and then I'm going to add the rest of this, and I'm not going to add the rest of the celery. That's enough for now. And again, you can your options are endless, really, what you want to put in here as far as vegetables, you know, fresh herbs, dried herbs, nuts, seeds, you know, anything that suits your fancy, really. Spices, vinegars, you know, soy sauce, or I use aminos. I'm not using that for today's recipe, but so again, what's in the pouches already has a lot of seasoning, but again, you might want to add other things that you like. Then I also have in here a piece of some red bell pepper that's already been started, so that's what I have left. So I'm going to add that as well. Just slice it down the long way here. And then again, just cut it up into smaller pieces in the bowl. Oops, I think I dropped a piece there. Okay, so we got that. So we got the red pepper now. You see that, and the celery, the cabbage, and the beet. Then I'm also going to add, I have this, now, since I'm not rinsing my knife if it's got stain from the red, but this I'm not going to, I'm using this piece already, but you know, if you do that, you might want to rinse your knife if you're going to stain. Like, let's say you're only using a piece of something that's like a lighter color, like this is a piece of a sunchoke, then you might want to rinse the knife so it doesn't get on there, but it's not that big of a deal. It's natural. So if you've never heard of a sunchoke, it's also called a Jerusalem artichoke. It's actually prebiotic in the body, which is really good. It's prebiotics are food for the probiotics, meaning they feed your probiotics, so that's important. So I like sunchoke. It's similar, I always say, to like jicama as far as like the flavor. You can eat the skin as long as you got some nice fresh ones. So this is just a half of one that I have. And you can look that up online if you've never heard of them or want to look into them. So I'm just slicing those again into little pieces. Just cut it up like the long way, like into sticks, and then chop them into smaller pieces like that. Okay, we'll finish that up here too, just like that. And the last piece. And then one other thing I have in here, it's only a piece of it that's left. I've used it for a while already. It's a watermelon radish. I don't know if you ever saw it. The skin is kind of not so pretty on the outside, but it has like a kind of a reddish color. You can see green, white, and kind of like a purpley. So that's what it looks like on the inside. And it's bitter, kind of like a daikon or other kind of radishes. So it's nice to use too. If it's too sharp for you, you can always blanch this as well. But what I like to do is I just cut like on each side what's left. And this also will stain your knife if you have a ceramic knife like this. So what you can do too is just cut it the long way like this, and then cut into smaller pieces, or again, it's going to mix in with a lot of other things, so I'm okay with the flavor. It's a little sharp for some people, but it's fine. But it's pretty. I like the color. It's a beautiful red, or that's why they call it a watermelon radish, because of that beautiful color. Okay, and it adds a nice eye appeal to your food too, with the color. And then if the skin is kind of like not so great, you can always cut it off. I like to eat the skin of most vegetables, where it's okay to eat the skin, except like avocado, you don't do that, because there's a lot of nutrients on the skins too. So unless it's really bad, then I'll take it off. And then speaking of avocado, I actually have a half of avocado I'm going to add to this as well. Now, if you don't know or you've never seen anyone get the pit out of avocado, because you used to have it, what you do is you take your knife and kind of hit it in the center of the pit, and then you twist it, and there it goes, just like that. Comes off pretty easily. Now, what some people do, because mine is already starting to turn a little brown, again, that's from oxidation, is some people put a little lemon juice on here, but I'm just going to cut this away. And it's not sitting out. It's not been out for that long, meaning as far as how long it's been in the fridge since I've used the other half. It's only been a few hours, but that's what happens is, and even though I'm also using the ceramic knife, which should help with that as well, but still, I mean, it just happens. Just take off a little bit here that doesn't look so good, which happens too with avocados. You never know if you're going to get a good one or not until you open it. You pray, but it doesn't always work that way. So what I did was, I'm sorry, I didn't explain. I just sliced the long way this way and then across, like the little cubes too. And then just put it in the bowl. So this in and of itself, without even anything else, is a nice dish as well. So, okay, so I'm just going to put this in. Kind of break it up a little, even though I cut it. It didn't all cut exactly. Okay, I think that's good. And then I have some other seasoning. I think I'll add that first before I try the. So also, I'm going to add some. So with when I make greens or like cabbage and stuff like that, I like to add some kind of a vinegar. Again, that helps the body absorb the minerals in the greens, even though it's not really that green. Even though it's called green cabbage. So I like this organic coconut vinegar I use sometimes. And this is from Dynamic Health. Again, I'll put that link below for you to check them out as well. So I'm going to, and it's also raw, and it's got also good properties in it too. It's got the mother, it's raw, and it's also, it says it's unpasteurized, made from the coconut sap, low glycemic, contains trace amounts of naturally occurring amino acids, minerals, and vitamins. So that's really good. So just so you know. So I just add a little bit of that. And you have to be careful sometimes. Oops, I think the camera flashed for some reason. I've had that happen before with me with videos. I don't know why, because I moved. Sometimes the vinegar could be a little strong, and don't forget there is seasoning in the pouch too as well, so I don't think it needs that much. But because sometimes if you put too much vinegar, you might be too sharp for you. So just be aware of that. Do a little at a time and taste it first. Okay. I'm just mixing this up a little bit here in the bowl, so you can. I'll show you that in just a second. So here I mixed that up. Then the other thing I'm going to add is some nutritional yeast. This is organic from Shiloh Farm. It comes in this resealable pouch. And what I do is I just actually keep it in the freezer because it tends to clump up. And I've actually also put it in a shaker container, but I changed my mind to do that, and I decided not to because of that. It did actually clump up in this. So I'm going to just put some in here. Okay, and the other thing I have also is some golden flaxseed meal. So this is already ground up. This is from Bob's Red Mill. And this is also a nice resealable bag. And this I keep in the freezer also for freshness. So I'm just pouring off, I don't know, a tablespoon or two. And I think I did about a tablespoon of maybe the nutritional yeast. I don't really measure things. I just go by how it feels. Again, you can also add more or less or not include these things or include what you want. So it's all good. Okay, so then I'm going to just mix this up as well with the seasoning. And then what I'm going to do before I add the Madras lentils to the dish, I'm going to actually try it. I'll just, I guess, get the avocado off the spoon. So I'm not tasting the avocado. So I'm just going to tear this open. It just has a tear tab here. And we'll see how that is. And it has it on both sides, which is good because that part tore off. Didn't tear off all the way. I could smell it already. I could smell the spices. Now don't forget, this is like an Indian, their company, I think are they based in India? It's a product of India, so they use a lot of these kind of spices in their foods. So let's see if I can get this open. There we go. Okay, so now, oh yeah, it's pretty spicy. I don't know if you can see inside what it looks like. Here you go. So I'm going to take some with the spoon. It's kind of a lot of more liquid, almost like soupy. You can't really see the beans, but they are in here. Oh yeah, I definitely taste the spice. It's definitely spicy for me. Again, it might be mild for most people. I'm going to add some of this to the bowl that I have already. And hopefully it'll balance out. But like I said, probably for me, this wouldn't be my first choice if I had to choose one of their products as far as something I would eat on a regular basis. But, if it's cold outside, this is also good to have something like this. So So I'm just going to mix this into the dish. And you can see it actually having those other ingredients adds a nice nice variety to it. So there you go. So I'm going to go ahead and try this all together now. I think that having the other vegetables definitely balances it out. It's still strong for me, but it tastes good. So I hope you'll definitely check out this brand and this product. It's the Indian Madras lentils from Tasty Bite. And I thank you for watching. It's the Rawesome Vegan Gal.